Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Hello? Sorry guys, we're just testing. We're testing some new live software. And I'm streaming on a couple of apps at the same time. So if you can see me, please let me know. If you can hear me, please let me know. We'll try and do an Ask Me Anything live tonight, but we're just testing. How's it going? Can't see any chats coming through. Connected to YouTube chat successfully. I can't even see my own chat that goes in. Okay. Let's see if that's going through. Okay, so I can see my own ones. That's good. So yeah, the TikTok one's not yet working. Yeah, that'd be right. Okay. That's okay. Sorry guys, we are testing. We're testing a system. Hey mate, what are you doing? No, I don't want you on camera. I don't want you on camera. We're just testing something tonight. A multiple streaming app. Hello, Grim Reaper Fool. We've got. What are you doing? No, get off. I don't want you on camera. I don't want you on camera. What happens when you don't have childcare? Hello. Can you see me? Can you hear me? We're testing a new software tonight. Let me see. So it works on YouTube? Okay, let me see what's happening on TikTok. Hang on, I just want to see if I'm registering as live. I am, so I'm registering as live on TikTok. Sure. Sorry guys, we're just testing something tonight. I can't see your chats. Let's see if we only do TikTok. I can't. No, I can't. It won't let me do it. Duh, sorry. That's so dumb. Unmute, yep. Can you see? They're coming through? Godfrey. Okay, there we go. They're coming through. Good. Guys, if you could just please comment. We're just testing some new software. So we're going live on TikTok as well as YouTube at the same time. At the moment, we're just testing. Testing. You can hear now. Good. Great. Excellent. Okay. So you can hear my voice. I can see. I can get off this. That's good. Alrighty. Welcome to Career TikTok and Career YouTube. Hello. My name's Tammy Ballas. I'm the owner of realisticcareers.com.au. I am a recruitment consultant and career coach in the Australian job market. We are testing a new system today. So do excuse me if I'm on my phone. I'm just testing things, but let's talk about jobs. Let's talk about everything. Whatever it is you like. I'm just sending some messages to people so they can see. Loud and clear. Good to hear. Are we from TikTok or are we from YouTube? No, I can see both. This is so cool. Alrighty, let me just move that because that's in front of my... Yep, okay, that's a bit better. So, how's the job market right now overall? Quite dismal in the corporate space. It is quite dismal. There's heaps of jobs in trades, heaps of jobs in health, disability. There's a lot of industries that are thriving, a lot of industries that have got jobs in demand. But if you're behind a desk job, you're probably having trouble. Okay, so that's tough. It's tough for a lot of people right now. It's tough for people that are trying to get in to the job market. It's tough for people that are trying to move around within the job market. And it's, especially worse if you live in different states. Trades are booming right now. Yes, they are. And I think people should be going into trades if that's what they want to do. How can I transition from working in the banking world to something else? It depends. It absolutely depends on what you want to do, where you want to go. You need to work that out yourself. Okay? I don't know you. It could be anything. Okay? So, right. Sorry, we're just testing something, guys. So I can see. Okay, beautiful. So, someone said, I just got my first federal government job using your resume template. Congratulations, Josh. Well done. What type of job did you get? That's awesome. Chris says, I've picked up 6 permanent roles today in trades. Congratulations. That's great. That's what I want. I want to hear people being successful in the job market because it is quite tough right now. Oh no, I work in recruitment also and have just lost my job. I am so sorry. What type of recruitment do you work in? Agency, internal, recruitment stuff. I can't see the... Yep, sorry. I've just got IT here, so we're in and out. That's all right. Left 2 jobs this year. That's not good. That's not good at all. That's okay. Can you double hear that? Can you double hear that? Okay. Right. So, sorry guys. I'm just shout out to the Mr. Tammy. Yeah, my husband's the IT bloke. Okay. So, yeah, trying to stay positive. Miss Girl, text above. What's your text? Sometimes I can't see what you're seeing. We have government jobs in Cairns, just no housing for those that move. That seems to be everywhere at the moment. It's not just a regional Australia thing. There's heaps of people moving into the cities, which means people can't afford the cities, and so they're being pushed out to the regional areas, myself included. I bought a house in a regional area last year just for housing affordability. So everyone's doing it tough. So, hey Meatloaf, how are you? Welcome. I hope everything's going well in your land at the moment. We're doing some testing on some new software at the moment so we can go live on multiple streams. Guess who had a LinkedIn photo shoot today? Congratulations. Well done. Oh no, Hitch says, I've just been made redundant in New South Wales Gov. Is there much temp available at the moment? Go on Seek and have a look. Go on Seek and have a look. I'm not doing those type of lives at the moment. Reason being, TikTok's flagging them as in not right content or low quality or copying content. So I'm going to be making YouTube videos about that. So yeah, no, we're not doing that. So if you can see how there's nothing behind my head, I'm not doing a Seek live today, but I'll be transferring all of those to YouTube. So go and follow me on YouTube, Career Coach Tammy _AU, where I've just released a podcast and I'll be doing longer form YouTube videos. The only thing is I've got to find an editor because I'm not very good at editing. So I'm in the process of doing that right now. So I've got about 3 videos up at the moment if you want to have a look, but you can have a look. Yeah. Look, you can have a look on my YouTube, and to be honest, if I can monetize my content, may as well. And maybe you guys should do the same thing too. No worries, Hitch. Yep. I reviewed my resume today just to keep in check with what I'm sending out to applications. Nick, how did you review your resume? How did you review your resume? How are we going on the IT side? Yeah, good. Beautiful. So, $96 a week a year. Okay, so you're paying $96 a week on your mortgage. That's pretty good. I'm assuming you're towards the end of it. Corporate government roles will be scarce at the moment as hiring manager winds down for Christmas break. So Chris is a recruiter as well. This is true in corporate and government. But you know what? You never know. Keep applying. You might find some temp jobs available because you've got government experience. Okay? Thank you. That's very, very sweet. Yeah, no, that's the shame with TikTok. You can't monetize your content. You can't. That we don't have a creator fund in Australia. They've only got it in America and a few other countries, not here. So it's really funny. People don't know that. I speak to a lot of people who think that I make money just off being on TikTok. I don't make a cent. I hardly even make anything on my lives, right? And I'm not here for that, right? So it's just to... Yeah, I'm moving over to YouTube as well and branching out just to monetize my content because why not? I provide value. And if you can do the same, do the same. That's very nice. Good to hear, Nick. Can't see the... Yep, thank you. Beautiful. All right. So, update extra training I've done, upskill and minimize to 2 pages. Nice and simple. Excellent. So, just subscribe to the tube. Yeah, and I released a podcast this week. So, and I'm going to film a podcast with another podcast. I'll let you know about that later on next week in Surrey Hills. So that should be very interesting. I've applied to DCJ. Let's see, Department of Justice or Department of Communities and Justice. Jason, what type of job was that? What type of job was that? Is everyone having a lovely Thursday night? Have you switched off for the year? Are you still looking for jobs? Did you hear about the KPMG redundancies? No, I haven't. However, they go through restructures all the time. Most big companies do. And so, yeah, we see it in the news and it's big and scary, but at the end of the day, there's risk in everything. So people are going to get made redundant. People are going to lose their jobs. Businesses go up, businesses go down. And, you know, with AI, expect it to start happening. Especially for corporate jobs, expect it to start happening. I don't think it's going to happen as much now, but it's going to get worse in the coming years. Services and programs officer. Okay, fingers crossed for you, Jason. Hey, Chantel, haven't applied for any in months because I don't know what I want to do. That's fine. If you don't know what you want to do, that's absolutely fine. There's nothing, no one's forcing you to apply for jobs. But if you can afford to take a break from applying for jobs, do it. It's tough out there. It's really tough out there. Excuse me, hydration break. So, LMAO, why do so many employers never respond back, not even declining to offers? Look, the thing is, I don't believe in ghosting. Ghosting is when you've gone for an interview and then you just don't hear back from them. However, understand that recruitment and staff hiring isn't a money-making function. Okay? That's all it is. They haven't got time to get back to you, or they just don't care. Don't take it to heart. Actors do it all the time. People in the media. No one ever gets back to anyone unless there's the successful person. So don't take it to heart. Grow a thick skin. Applying for jobs is negative. It's a negative experience. You probably noticed most of my content is quite negative because applying for jobs is negative. Just be strong, be tough, and keep going, keep moving forward. If you're not getting any bites, if no one is calling you back, but you've got the experience required, and that means you've read most of the job advertisement and you've met 70 to 80% of what they're requiring, well, maybe it's your resume. If you're just applying and hoping to get a bite, you're not being strategic either. So it could be anything that's going wrong. But yeah, they don't respond back because recruitment isn't a money-making function. That's all there is to it. What about Australia Post casual jobs? What about them? I'm not doing if you can see my background, I haven't got Seek or anything. I'm not doing a Seek live. I'm not doing a job ad live. All of that is moving to YouTube. So in saying that, would you like me to do a video on Australia Post jobs? Is that what you want? Whoever asked that question, Bookworm, would you like me to do a video on Australia Post jobs? Because I can do that. Okay, let's write that down. Oh, Australia Post jobs. Post jobs. Okay. So we'll do. So Zoe in the city finally got a job, texted my references, but they weren't responding. I'm worried. Call them. Don't text them, call them, get on the phone. Hey, you're supposed to be getting a phone call from the recruiters. What's going on? Why are you picking up? My new manager has decided to make me redundant for a job I've done successfully for the past 2 years. Look, the thing is, they made the job redundant, not you. The best thing you can do is just get on the ground running and apply for jobs, apply for casual work, apply for temp work, get anything until you can find a permanent job. These business decisions happen all the time. All right. At the end of the day, you're a number to a business. And as horrible and as bad as it is, and before Christmas, not cool, right? Not right. They shouldn't do that, but they don't care at the end of the day. Make sure that you jump into the job market ASAP, because it's quite sad when they make you redundant. Miss Girl, I'm really sorry that's happened. That's terrible. Nafeen says, I get to you, Mr. Jones. Went for interview, was told I was a preferred candidate, but didn't given the job. Did you ask why? You need to ask why. Did you ask for feedback? Lucas says, hi, Tammy, how are you? Very well, thank you. Hello. Miss M. Jones says, I love your APS call-outs. Read the 5-page response. FYI, with Service Australia, we have to write 600 words. What a waste of time. They're already asking you to apply with a resume and a cover letter, and they want responses on top. It is such an archaic, ancient way of recruiting. Everybody knows how to read and write these days, right? This isn't the 70s, where it was very blue collar, white collar, where that divide was straight down the middle. Most people know how to communicate properly. Now, it just seems like they're trying to utilize people's university's degrees because they know how to write essays. So, yeah, what a pain. What a pain. I'll be making more videos about that. So who do you want me to call out? I'm going to be doing YouTube videos, doing job ad lives, like my job ad lives, where I go through different types of job ads, job boards, professions. What really irks you about the job market? What really irks you about applying for jobs? What do you need help with? What YouTube videos can I make for you? Right? So if you go to YouTube, Career Coach Tammy _AU, I'm going to be making longer form content. I've got a podcast. I'm going to release a few other things. We're going to get a little bit more diverse with the content. What is it that you want from me? Yes, it is such a barrier to candidates, 100%. She hired her own partner. Oh no. What irks me is companies being so fake. Yeah, look, you usually don't get that with the smaller businesses. It's a lot of the time, bigger corporations, or sometimes it's the ones that are really, really full on with their virtue signaling, because they'll pretend that they're kind and that they're inclusive and all of that when really they're not. And it's still the same bitchy people that are working behind the scenes. Annie, needing experience for an entry-level role. What type of entry-level role, my friend? What type of entry-level role? Hey, Blake. I just landed a cybersecurity administrator job interview with little experience. Any tips? Do your research. This is just general stuff, right? If you want proper interview prep, book an appointment. But do your research. So read the position description, read the job ad, know it inside out. Read about the company that you're applying to. Find out exactly what it is they do. And then what I would do is utilize your experience or your degree or your qualifications. And because you've got no experience, you're going to have to think of time. They're going to probably give you hypothetical questions, right? What would you do if? Okay, what would you do if this happened? What would you do if this problem was given to you? So you're going to have to work through your problem solving skills, work out what you think is the right way to handle a situation. So maybe speak to other people that you might know that's in cybersecurity and pick their brains. Go and do a Google search. Go on ChatGPT. Use it, right? What does a cybersecurity administrator do? What might I expect from that job? And then you can ascertain what the job's going to be like, and then you can work out your behavioral questions, okay? Okay, so Annie says admin, APS or admin support. APS, you need experience. So admin support, you need to start in, what I would do is start in corporate customer service and work your way up, right? So if you've got retail or hospitality, getting a job in corporate customer service, or even getting a job at a bank in customer service, because technically that's corporate, then you'll work your way up, because then you can get into the admin department and then you can switch over. It's a 2 or 3 year career pathway, but you'll get there. You're not going to get an entry-level admin job straight away because it's a tough job market. There's people that are applying that have got the experience. All right. So, any chance we can get a video on working in a high turnover workplaces? How can we stay agile? Look, Nick, I can't really make a video on that because I'd be suggesting that people stay in a toxic workplace, which I never suggest. And then it's all about mindset and psychology, and I'm not one of those people, right? So that's not exactly a video I could do. I could do a video on working out if it's a toxic workplace, but again, you would be able to work it out. Hello, Tammy, what are you on TikTok? I cannot find your live. Career Coach Tammy. Career Coach Tammy or Tammy Ballas /jobs expert. But my handle is Career Coach Tammy, just as it is. You will find like 20 fake other accounts, which is really annoying. Just followed. Thank you. As a grad in the public sector, as a grad, is the public sector worth staying in my 20s, or should I go to private ASAP? It absolutely depends. It absolutely depends. That depends on you. Chris, I agree with you 100%. I feel those that advertise the culture as a benefit or selling point are usually a red flag. Thoughts 100% correct, because they've got nothing else to sell. They've got nothing else to sell you. Good workplaces offer career progression, good money, right? And good working conditions. Ones that offer excellent culture, right? We've all been sucked into that. Sometimes expect overtime. There's favoritism. They bring their politics into it, and if you don't agree with them, you're seen as the devil, right? So I agree with Chris 100% and more. What are your thoughts on NDIS providers? I've had such horrible experiences. Okay, so I was a disability support recruiter, which meant I recruited for a big company that hired disability support workers, not NDIS providers. From what I've seen in the news, looks terrible. Looks terrible. And I think the system needs an overhaul. But I mean, look at the state of our country at the moment. Oh, geez, I just saw that. Joel says, my corporate job has us training the AI bots. Every year they do a restructure. I'm getting out soon. Look, Joel, it seems like a lot of people are doing that at the moment in their jobs, that they're training the AI bots. This is what's happening in corporate, right? And a lot of people are going to lose their jobs. A lot of people are going to have to change their jobs. So if that's you, or if that's watching, if that's you and you're watching, think about a career change. Think about a skills change. Think about upskilling. Learn generative AI, but understand that you might lose your job to AI. It's fast becoming something that employers would rather pay for, because there's no work cover, no super, no overtime, none of that. It's just a machine. Hello, Byron. I'm very well, thank you. Good culture doesn't need to be sold. Absolutely not. It doesn't. And you know what? I say to people as well, when you're applying for a job or you've got a job interview, search everybody on LinkedIn. Search their staff on LinkedIn. And if you see people stay less than a year, that's an indication of how good the workplace is. And usually it's not. Because people will stay 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years at a time at a workplace that is good, that's got good culture. Right? You just left economic consulting to try and get into university. Fingers crossed. Excellent. Excellent. I'm very well. Thank you, JP Drones. How are you? Anybody from YouTube? Are we all from TikTok? So if you're new here today, my name's Tammy Ballas. I'm the owner of realisticcareers.com.au. I'm a recruitment consultant and career coach in the Australian job market. And we are going live on both TikTok and YouTube tonight. So where are you from? YouTube, I've only got like, I think 1,200 followers, not very much. So that's, again, something that I have to keep building. But we are building YouTube. We're doing longer form content. So give me ideas. What long form content do you want on YouTube? What do you want me to talk about? What do you need help with? And he says, do you study something related to recruiting at uni? Look, you can go do a HR degree, but you don't need a HR degree to be in recruitment. You don't need a HR degree to be in HR. Higher level HR, yes, when it comes to employment law, yes, you do. But if you just want your run-of-the-mill everyday generalist HR job, you don't need it. It's an admin customer service job. Okay. Oh no, Lucas, that's not nice. I left my role as a lawyer in government because of their poor career progression in private now. So you're in private practice? Yeah, look, this is the thing. There's not much internal lawyers are kind of like internal recruiters. There's not much career progression for them, right? Unless you want to get into like policy writing, and if that's not what you want to do, that's boring, right? But yeah. What about we're like family here? Red flag, be careful. What would you say is a good answer to, are you attending other interviews? I would say yes, because if other people are interviewing you, it means you are attractive to other hiring managers and recruiters. And that means the people that are hiring you need to hurry up and hire you before somebody else does. So always say yes. Hey, Jacob. YouTube video on ATS resume tips. Yep. Okay. So the thing is with that, what I'm doing is I do resume roasts, but what I'm doing is I need to update my terms and conditions because I've got that as a live thing at the moment, but I'm going to do that into YouTube videos, right? And then change the crappy resume into my style of resume. I just got a rejection email after an interview. What should I do? Call them and try and find out some feedback. Maybe discuss how to do interviews with people that suffer from autism. Look, I can try, but I'm not an OT. I'm not a disability support worker. I'm not a psych, or I'm not a clinician. Okay, and the thing is, autism or disabilities are different for everybody, but I'll try my best. What's the worst thing you've heard of someone doing in an interview? Oh. Falling asleep. Someone fell asleep and I think they were high. This was my candidate that I put forward, and so my colleague had to interview them before they went to the hiring manager. And I'd done the phone screen, I'd done all the notes, and the process at this place was, if you want to put someone forward, you do the phone screen, you do all the notes, but then you get your colleague to interview them before they get sent to the hiring manager. And this bloke he fell asleep in the job interview. And my friend, my colleague thought he looked high. Didn't sound high when I spoke to him. Yeah, and then he rang the next day. He was like, "Can you give me another chance?" I'm like, "Man, you can't, it's a clinical job. I can't have you falling asleep on the job if you're falling asleep in an interview. Might have been boring. Interviews usually are. That's not my problem. You got to pretend that you're interested." Yeah. Oh, there's some stupid things that happen in job interviews, but that, for me, that is the worst thing that's happened. And it's so embarrassing when, you advocate for someone and you think they're going to be great because they've answered the questions correctly and the vibes are right and all of that. They've got the good motivation, and then the next day they just fail. Anyway. Thank you so much, the person with the evil eye. That's very sweet. I'm so glad you got a job using my resume template. It's pretty straightforward. I've made it from a recruiter's perspective. And even though I've written it, it's for the ATS, but it's also easy to read. That's more important. Because remember, the person that gets through the ATS is the one that's got the experience required. Yes. Have you ever had a candidate get an offer and then do something crazy during probation? Yes, I've had a nurse abandon shift. Which is terrible. Not good. Hey, Abby, I'm still going to get back to you. I've just had an insane few weeks. Yep, so I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I don't know either. I've applied to so many jobs on Indeed and haven't heard any replies. It could be a million things. Feel free to book an appointment, realisticcareers.com.au. Hello, NGC. Anyone from YouTube tonight? Anyone from YouTube? Hey, Joel. Are most people that come to you very respectful or some difficult? In my career consulting, everyone 100% is respectful and beautiful. It's sometimes my resume writing clients who don't understand that a resume is just a resume, that a resume isn't the be all and end all. And if you don't have the experience required, you're not going to get a job. I've got that in my disclaimer. I've got that in my videos. I've got that in my product descriptions, but people seem to not read and not understand or not comprehend and blame me and my team as to why they're not successful in the job market. They refuse to book a career consulting session because usually that's better. I can work out what the problem is. Sometimes the resume isn't the problem. Sometimes the experience is the problem. Sometimes it's the interview technique. Sometimes it's how you're applying to jobs. That's the problem. But yeah. Tammy, I can't book an appointment. Is there a fee? Yes, at the moment they're $165. Go to www.realisticcareers. There should be some available. Let me double check. Oh no, someone's impersonating the Realistic Careers account. Of course they are. I'm sick of that. I'm really freaking sick of that. And TikTok doesn't do anything about it. Let's check about my appointments. I'm going to make sure that I can have appointments booked. Book now. Okay. So, yep. I've got appointments available for... Sorry, I've been booked out, guys. Next Monday, the 10th of November. Then I have Tuesday the 18th and Thursday the 20th. Then I'm booked out the week after. Then I have December. Yeah. It means that you're awesome. It means that I need to make more time for appointments, but it's hard. It's hard. I'm a full-time stay-at-home mum during the day. I do this overnight time. There's only minimal times that I can do career consulting. I wish I could do it more because that's what helps people the most, but I just don't have time. Eventually, when my son goes to school and all of that, we'll see how we go. Okay. Need an online booking system. I do have an online booking system. I do. That's the only way you can book an appointment online. That's right. So, when should I follow up with a recruiter after first round interview? It's been a week, a few days. Follow up within a few days, or even better, ask them in the job interview. When can I follow up with you? When can I follow up with you? Oh yeah. Sylvia, 100%. When contacting reference checks, has anyone ever given a bad reference or alluded to it? All the time. All the time. People think that referees aren't going to say anything bad. Of course they say bad things. And you know what? Good recruiters know this, right? Sometimes if you have give me a sec. Sorry, I'm talking for tech support. There we go. Yeah, so back to the bad reference checks. You can hear my son in the background screaming. Recruiters know that people give bad reference checks sometimes. People get jealous when other people move on. It's human nature, especially in Australia. We've got a bad case of tall poppy syndrome, very jealous of each other. Anyway, sometimes they will give a bad reference check, which is fine. If 1 out of the 2 is bad, we'll ask for a third one. If 2 out of 3 is fine, you get the job. If 2 out of 3 is bad, you don't get the job, because then it's not just one shonky reference, it's two shonky references, which means there's a pattern of bad behavior or there's a pattern of poor work performance. So yeah. Isaac, I'm not an employment lawyer, nor am I an exit interview type HR person. I'm only a recruitment consultant. So I help everyone coming into the business, and I'm a career consultant where I help people with their jobs and careers. You need to ring the Fair Work Ombudsman tomorrow, ASAP. Okay? Oh no, Joel, yes, please. I've got a lot of imposter accounts. If you're not sure, just message me on Instagram. Judas Khan, is it a red flag when recruitment agencies don't name the employer in the ad? No, that's the point. That is the point. The employer has paid the recruitment agency to recruit for them. Okay, so there's a few reasons as to why they don't name the employer. Number one, they don't want you applying direct to the employer because then the recruitment agency won't get the fee. Sometimes if the employer advertises and the recruiter advertises the same job, you can kind of work out who it is. But that's one reason. Number two, sometimes employers want to keep job vacancies anonymous because they're managing people out of the business and they're trying to find a replacement. That's why, right? So it's not a red flag. That's just how the recruitment business is. And a lot of people don't like that. Well, don't apply through recruiters. And if you're not going to apply, if you're not going to like it that they don't tell you who the client is, because that's how their business is run. Okay. Lauren, no idea. You need to have asked that in the job interview. Okay. Let's have a look. Top 3 attractive skills for admin workers in the age of AI. Adaptiveness, good motivation, high attention to detail. What does managing the people out of the business mean? They're probably on a performance improvement plan or they're on termination notice. If a job listing doesn't state the pay, how early is it acceptable to ask about the pay? What you need to do is ask at the end of the phone screen. So if you are the preferred candidate or if you've applied and you've got most of the experience required, ask at the end, right? They'll ring you. Hi, I'm Tammy. I'm calling because you've applied to this job. Is now a good time to have a chat? Phone screen usually takes around 5 minutes. And then ask them at the very, very end. Don't ask at the start. People ask at the start, how much is the pay? And it's just a turn off, right? Because there's more to a job than just the pay. I know we're all working for money, right? We're all working for money. But if you're only asking about the pay, then that shows that you just want money, which is fine. But it means that you're not going to be loyal to this job and you're probably going to fall out of the recruitment process if something better comes along. Okay. Can't help if you're from South Africa. Sorry. I can only help if you've got Australian working rights. What does that mean? Permanent residency and Australian citizenship. I once had a recruiter harass me after I left during probation because he didn't get his commission. Well, that's his fault. That's not yours. So the thing is, it's not that he didn't get his commission. He would have gotten his commission. He just would have had to do a replacement for free. He would have gotten his commission, right? They have to pay you on placement within usually 30 days, depending on the terms of the agreement. If you fall off during probation, then they have to replace that person for free. But then if the second person falls off, that's the employer's fault because they've got staff retention issues. That's not the recruiter's fault. And that happens a lot too. A lot of workplaces are toxic as hell and they lose staff and they blame the recruiters. And it's like, well, we told you to fix all of this and you're not. Our hands are tied. And that's why recruiters now, which is really great, are choosing who they're working with. And that's what happens when you get busier. That's what happens when, you have a good client base. You can choose who you want to work with and you don't have to work with anyone just to get a commission, because a lot of the time the toxic workplaces are terrible clients, don't like paying, and they treat their staff terribly. And you don't want to put people into workplaces like that. Hey, George, how are you? right, Georgie, what does Georgie say? What's your take? If an organisation is hiring in November or December with an immediate start, is that a red flag? Depends. November, December, we're in November now. So that means the person that they're replacing has already left, in my opinion. I'm trying to work this out. I think the person's already left. Maybe they've left without giving notice. Maybe they've fallen off. Maybe they've gotten rid of them. Don't know. Go for the interview. Call them. See what your gut feeling says. If you think that it's going to be a toxic workplace, pull out. Okay? That's what you'll know. You're not silly. You'll know, George. You'll be right. George also asked, what are the top red flags for toxic workplaces? Where can I start? Favoritism, virtue signaling. They don't like it when you've got different politics to them. They bitch about other staff members to you and then to each other. Gatekeeping. What's the word? Like ganging up when you've got like groups of people that are in certain groups. You know, it's like, oh, if you're friends with like this group, then you can get things and things like that. Low wages, no career progression. Can you help? Can you tell I hate working in corporate? This is what happens in corporate. I just paid for an ATS resume checker. Is it legit and not worth it? You've wasted your money. The best resume checker is a recruiter. They're all BS. They're all marketing or tech people that have made these systems. And the thing is, if they actually worked, right? I've just done a video I'm going to release in the next couple of days of some software guy that's saying, do this with the ATS and do this. And I've looked at his LinkedIn and it looks like he hasn't had a job anywhere. He's just been a software engineer and is a content creator. These are these people. And the thing is, I get a lot of these from China, America, South Africa, a lot of these new systems that are coming up. They email me saying, can you do collaborations with these ATS checkers, Tinder type for jobs, AI CV checkers? And I reject all of them because I know they're all BS, right? I know they're all BS. You can't pay me enough to advertise that stuff because at the end of the day, a recruiter is reading your resume. Whether you like it or not, the people that are unsuccessful don't believe their resumes are being read. The ones that get through are humans reading your resume. And a system doesn't read it and then sends it off to a hiring manager, right? I'm try and imagine what the ATS system looks like. This is how I'm going to describe it to you because you will never ever see it because it's all private information. Imagine it's an Excel spreadsheet. And at the top, the title is Disability Support Worker, job number 123. So as the applications come in, the Excel spreadsheet fills up. You have your name and it'll have resume cover letter if that's what you've applied with, if that's what the ATS system is programmed with. And then it might have a keyword. What's the keyword? The job title. That's it. So Ben J, I'm so sorry. You've wasted your money, my friend. You've wasted your money. If you want an ATS resume template, I've got one for $12.50. Okay, so I've created that from the eyes of a recruiter. I've programmed ATS systems. Yes, it's to get through the ATS system, but more importantly, it's easy to read because again, back to the Excel spreadsheet, when the applications come through, that resume link is live. So you click the resume, you click the resume link next to your name. So say it's Tammy Ballas resume, click resume, your resume pops up. They scan it in 6 seconds. Does it have disability support worker in the resume? No, decline. It's literally that quick. It's literally that simple. People aren't having their resume read though at the moment because there's so many people applying. So what will happen is a recruiter will screen the first, say, 100 applications, if that, or they'll screen the applications, and then if they find 20 to shortlist, then they cut the job ad off and they go to the next one. That's how it works. Okay, so yeah. Yes, B, is it all right to cold call through the organisation website if they're not looking for people? Yes, I suggest people do this. I suggest people do this. You are getting in front of them before they have a need to hire someone. Because look, it takes a long time to recruit. And the thing is, you're showing how motivated you are before anybody else applies. Not only that, job advertisements are expensive. Seek job ads are $400 upwards. And Seek is Australia's biggest job platform. Right? So do that. Lockie says, what's your thoughts on the sheer number of people applying to a job role? The competition is insane. George, this goes with what you're about to say. Yeah, look, the thing is, I'm just going to be honest with you. The job market at the moment, job ads have gone down. With population growth, there's more competition. Are the people that are coming into this country getting hired? Most of them aren't, because employers aren't looking for that. They're looking for permanent residency and Australian citizenship. So what happens is they're clogging up the systems. That's what's happening. And until we catch up, it's going to be like that. It's an employer's market. It's an absolute employer's market. And I'm of the belief that you should stop relying on corporate Australia for your careers, because with AI that's coming, it's going to shake up corporate Australia, right? I would retrain. I would get into something else. Go on Seek. See the biggest industries that are recruiting at the moment. You'll see health, trades, warehousing, logistics, retail. See what you can do in those industries to protect your careers. Okay, yeah, it's so competitive. It is. We're going to become like America. We are on the way to America. See how America is so competitive? You know, when I first started TikTok 3 years ago, it was all about mass layoffs. No one in America ever heard back from their recruiter if they were unsuccessful. Australia wasn't like that. You'd get a decline email at least. Now we've become like America because of the sheer number of people, and it's hard for employers to recruit as well. Hey, Miss Princess Candy. Even harder in the rural areas where there aren't options. That's right. So if you want to live regionally, or if you want to live in the rural areas, you need to have a job that is diverse or flexible. You can do anywhere: hairdressing, nursing, trades, agriculture out there, right? Lockie, if I'm in software in Australia, if it's not AI taking the jobs, it's offshoring to cheaper countries. That too, right? Offshore, all the banks are doing it again, and the trends change. Sometimes, there was, I think Westpac and Telstra was bringing them all back from the Philippines because they were wrecking everything, right? They were hanging up on people. But now with both AI and offshoring, there goes the entry-level jobs. There goes, your customer service type jobs. I'm not going to name them. I ordered a box of vegetables from a place. And I cancelled my order because I wasn't happy with the produce that arrived. I sent them a cancellation at like 8 o'clock at night. I received an email that sounded like a human, and at the bottom it said, "This message has been generated by AI." So this company, right, and there's heaps of them out there. This company was, we support farmers, we support jobs, we support all of that, but then they've got an AI system. So I get it from a business point of view because it's cheaper, right? It's cheaper. And like I said before, AI doesn't have work cover, superannuation, insurance, sick leave. It doesn't have any of that, right? But on a candidate or an applicant point of view, there goes a uni kid, or there goes a mum that's lost a job. Okay, hardcore porn. Oh my God. Do you know any brothels that are hiring, hun? No, I don't. I don't know how to... I don't, sorry. Maybe you need to ask, who is it? Who are those TikTokers that are those things? I don't even know what they were. The one that Anna Paul, she'll know. Ask Anna Paul. Well, we're here and we work legitimately here. I'm not saying that they don't do legitimate work, but that's not the type of work that we do here. Thank you. The irony is not lost on supporting workers, but you're using AI. Yeah. And that's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. Look, the person that asked about brothels, okay? People that work in that industry should be worried too, because AI is taking over that as well. And it's cheaper. Mods, block them. I don't know how to block them on this thing. Just ignore. How do I do this? Jesus. Oh man, hang on. I'm going to get my phone out. Careful, the OF girls will post a 20-part series about you. No, I'm just telling them what's going on in the job market. Right? AI is not about just about jobs. People just think about, oh my God, AI is going to take my job. It's in other industries as well that it's going to shake up. Give me a sec. I need to block those mods. Hang on. Hard to block on TikToks. Yes. But if I can see, I don't know if I'm like a mod on my own one. Let's have a look. It's so weird looking at yourself. So I've got my phone. Huh? We need to, yeah. Oh, sorry. Sorry guys, I've got IT supports here. Yep, you can have the mouse. Okay. Yeah, the chatbots. Do you know anyone? Yeah. How many times that oh, they're gone now, I think. Yes, it is. It is a good sign. Good. Being asked to reference checks hours after your job interview is a very good sign. It shows that they want you very quickly. I can do it there? Yeah. Okay. All right. Lovely. Okay, beautiful. Hey, Mia. Right. Okay. I think I've worked it out. But I think that person's gone anyway. Yes, Mr. Tammy. How do I make 200 grand a year? You know what? I get questions like that sometimes. People book me and they're like, I need to make 100 grand in 6 months. How do I do that? If I knew, I'd tell you. Lizzo, have a look on the Fair Work Ombudsman website. I'm sorry, but outsourcing customer service to other countries with lower education standards is horrible. I think it's all horrible. But it's the world that we live in. I don't think that's right. Look, I pride myself on being an Australian operated and owned business. And I'm going to keep it small because I don't want to get too big. I don't want to have to get... Because, you know, the bigger you get, the more outgoings you have. And business is all about making profit and growing. But, you know, there's going to be a point where it's like, no, this is enough. And this is as much as we're going to grow because I want to keep it in Australia. Right? Okay. No. Kane asks, hey, Tammy, if someone leaves the company and the company doesn't replace the job, is that a sign of redundancy coming? No, that just shows me that there's a recruitment freeze. So when there's a recruitment freeze, which means sometimes times aren't good or they've got to show that they're making profit on the stock exchange, if they're a public listed company, they put a recruitment freeze on. So what that means is every job that they're currently recruiting comes down. Everyone that leaves isn't replaced because they've got to show that the wages are coming down. That's what it is. Okay. Hey, Leah, from a fellow recruiter. Thank you. What you do. Why are you watching, man? This stuff's crazy. What? I really love it when other recruiters follow me. It's very, very sweet. But isn't this boring? Come on. Isn't this boring? I tell people, apply with an ATS resume. When you see a job from a recruiter, apply in Word format because they're going to take your names off and put their letterhead on top. Mello, that is very sweet. Girl, I got a nursing grad year with your template, by the way. Thank you. No, thank you. Oh, another one. Just got a job as a pharmacy assistant with your resume template. Yay! Oh, yay! Well done. Oh, this makes me so happy. This makes me so happy. Well done. I just want people to get jobs. That's it. And especially the younger ones, because I know it's so hard. And you guys are getting into industries where you're going to have stable and steady careers. And you can eventually go on your own as well, if that's what you want to do. How do you get the resume template? www.realisticcareers. Can't see. .com.au. Have I done that properly? I can't see. I haven't got my glasses on. No, thank you. Thank you. And help me out, guys. What YouTube videos do you want to see from me? What do you want to see? Because at the moment, what have I got on there? I've only got 3 YouTube videos and I've got podcasts. Okay, I'm trying to do longer form content so we can help everyone. Right? Thank you, Christopher. Let's go on the YouTube. I'm going to do a lot of debunking videos because I've had a few at the moment. I've had a few people where they've mentioned other videos. And it's like that person doesn't know what they're talking about. So I've got 1, 2, 3. I've got one where I'm making fun of key selection criteria, one on how to navigate redundancy, and a ChatGPT resume fail. Right? Okay. Yep. Good. Yep. Okay. Good. Sorry, I've got a note from IT. So, what have we got here? Interview, do's and don'ts, etiquette, online and in person. Yep. Do's and don'ts. In person. No. Oh, no. You guys just got retrenched after 15 years. Okay, I've got a video about that. I've got a video about redundancy on YouTube. Just find me on YouTube. I'm so sorry. Is having a LinkedIn necessary? Not necessarily, no. In what industry? Name and shame, crap on Seek. Yeah, okay, yeah. You guys love that, don't you? Name, shame on Seek. Look, I think I'll just keep that to the government. But if I do see anything from a private enterprise, I will mention them and I'll do video. Is my manager allowed to get rid of me if I'm part-time and made one simple mistake? Jacob, you need to speak to the Fair Work Ombudsman. I'm here about recruitment, my friend. Okay, no, not a stupid question, but I'm not the right person. You need to speak to the Fair Work Commission or the Fair Work Ombudsman. Just Google them. Give them a call tomorrow morning. I think they open at like 7:30. Talk about standard regulated recruitment. Recruitment isn't regulated in Australia. Okay. An easy job in Queensland government. There is none. Maybe a parking ranger. But again, that's not easy when people are chasing you. Unfair, biased job interviews. Okay. Maybe it should be Tammy certified, maybe. All right, guys. So I'm going to get going soon. Hang on a second. Before I do, currently on 113 salary, been offered 142. Still worth negotiating a little or not? You just got a really big pay rise. Why would you want to piss them off? Unless you're in a very, very niche industry and you know that no one else is going to take that job, but you've just got a good pay rise. I'd let it go, but up to you. Congratulations, Spencer. Yes, you got the secondment. Well done. Update your resume now so you remember it for next time, okay? So, guys, I'm going to let you go, but before I do, can you please let me know, do you like this live format? Do you like this live format? Yes. Yeah, it was good. Yes, yes, yes. Niche mark is terrible. Yeah, okay. Yes, yes, yes. You like this? Okay, so we keep it this way? We keep it this way? And if you have, beautiful. If you have any TikTok ideas, no, YouTube ideas for me, send me a DM or send me an email. Okay, beautiful, George. George, have you gotten that Porsche yet? The last time we spoke, I said, you need to upgrade that BMW to a Porsche. You know. Anyway, guys. What's with these small outfits? No Porsche. That's all right. Yeah, me neither, mate. We're getting there slowly. Undercover job interviews. Ooh, buy EFTs instead of a port. Yeah, Samuel's probably right. When am I live again? Probably. What's today? Thursday? Probably Sunday. Okay, it's just I'm kind of everywhere at the moment because I'm moving stuff on YouTube. And I'm doing podcasts, I'm filming videos, but I'll try and I would love to go live 3 times a week, but I just don't have the time, and it's really hard when I'm having problems with my favorite app, and it's hard to get response from them, or they won't give me my blue tick. And anyway, but we're going over YouTube. Find me on YouTube. Send me ideas for YouTube videos. I really appreciate you joining me today. Sorry about all the IT stuff, but you know, do as I do, try new things and see how it goes. But have a lovely evening. I'll probably be back Sunday afternoon. Okay. Have a good night. Take care. And if you're looking for a job, I hope you get hired soon. Bye-bye. I don't know how to turn this off now. Husband? I don't know how to turn this off. Husband, are you watching?